What's up, skeletons? It's Skeletor here. Today I have a very special video to talk to you guys about. Um, Today I'm bringing you the very own base calculator that I made, um, and I'm going to talk to you today about why calculating your war weight is so important and sort of the decisions that you can make based off of knowing more about that. So today I'm going to talk to you about, first of all, what war weight is. Second of all, how to use this base calculator, and then sort of the takeaway from each of those things. So, um, first of all, what is war weight? War weight is the value given to your base based upon the level of your defenses, your heroes, your walls, your traps, your spells, and your troops. Okay? Each one of those things are assigned a number, and then as you increase that, the level of your, let's say, your air defense, as you go from air defense level 3 to 4, your weight of that air defense goes up accordingly. Okay? So, what I want to talk to you today mostly about is what the actual numbers for these things are and what that tells you about the choices that you should be making. So the question I get a lot is that it's you upgrade your town hall and you think what should I upgrade first? Okay, so I get that question a lot, and a lot of people want to just drop the new defense. So you go from town hall 8 to town hall 9, and you immediately you drop those expos, and as a result your war weight goes up. Okay, and when your war weight goes up without your troops being higher level, okay, you end up facing a mismatch. Okay, because now your base is stronger, but your attacking is not stronger. And so when we do war matchmaking, you'll be paired up against somebody who, will have a stronger base than your troops can attack. Now, obviously, the strategy we have at Spooky Skeletons tries to mitigate that by offering you a range of people you can attack. But still, as a long-term strategy, you want to make sure that you're upgrading your troops first, and your spells, and your heroes before you do your defenses, or at least if you're upgrading them at the same time, make sure you're putting in a lot more resources into your troops than your defenses, because defenses raise your war weight a lot faster than your troops do. So I know I'm tossing around a lot of superlatives and whatnot, but I want to put some numbers on this stuff. So before I jump into that, I want to just tell you guys how to actually use this base calculator. So I just want to say that I made this all from scratch. I made this whole thing from the numbers that were data mined out of the app by people on the Reddit community for Clash of Clans. So big thanks to them. But so what you're going to do is you're going to fill in all of these yellow cells with the number and the level you have for each one of these different units and troops and whatnot. So you're going to fill in all the yellow ones. Then this blue column, every one of these blue columns will automatically be filled in based on the number that you put here. So for all the defenses, it's what level that defense is. Same thing for troops, traps, and then spells and units. But for walls, it's a little bit different, and I'll touch on that when I get there. So let's just say you have level 6 air defense. So you type in level 6. It tells you this is the weight of any level 6 air defense. So if you have all level 6s, that means it has a total weight of 1200. So it sums it up for that defense. And then this is the proportion of your war weight it's contributing to overall. So this is your total war weight here, okay? This number is summed up for everything on this whole table. And then this pulls the proportion of that. So it's 300 divided by 1200 is 25%. So obviously this green column will change the more you type things in. It'll get smaller and smaller and smaller, so just keep that in mind. But these numbers do not change unless you upgrade them. Okay, so obviously things that are higher level are weighted higher, but not all things are the same. So a level 6 archer tower has a different weight, So what I want you guys to be able to do with this, I made this in such a way that you guys can, put your base into this. So, dump your base in and see where you are with your war weight, and then use this to help you make decisions about where you should go from there. So if you're wondering, should I upgrade that mortar to the next level, or should I do, a cannon level? This is the thing that you should be using to help you with that, because if you're on the fence about some of these things, this puts a hard number in for those decisions and really helps you be able to say, well, the mortar is affecting my war weight a lot more than a cannon is. Okay, so mortars are weighted very high. I'll get back to that. But so you put in out, so you put in your base all the yellow areas. Now this one, your town hall level, is the most important one because a lot of calculations are going to be drawn off of this. So let's say you're at town hall 8. Okay, so you put in town hall 8, and now it's going to tell you the maximum number of walls you have at town hall 8. It also tells you your theoretical max war weight, total war weight, and then this is the maximum war win loot, okay, for your base at town hall 8, for anyone at town hall 8. Now, your total weight obviously is this total sum of the values based on the blue column from everywhere. But your war win loot is defined as the amount of loot that someone will get from successfully attacking your base in war. So let's say you get attacked in war and you get 1 starred. That's that number that they get. So it's a few 100,000 that they get, and then if their clan wins, that's the amount that they get for beating your base. That's the number we're talking about. Available loot is a little different. It's the amount of loot that is available in your storages and town hall while your base is being attacked in war. Okay, so that's the number. Like if you're doing a normal raid, it's the number that you're searching for where it shows what's in their storages. That's the number that shows up during the war attack. Okay, now these numbers are all 3 related. So your total war weight is your war win loot is 6 times your base weight, okay, and then it is modified by the clan perks from depending on what level your enemy clan is. So Supercell introduced clan perks 6 months ago, about something like that, and depending on what level you are, it actually increases the amount of loot that you guys get for attacking. So we're a level 7 clan, so we get an extra 20% boost in war loot when we win, and then it goes up every 2 levels. It goes up another 5%, so 25%, and level 10 gets 25%. So this one is really important. Type in your town hall level, and then type in. This number is only important though if you're currently in war, so you can sort of prove that this base calculator is really, really close to what the real thing is. So that modifies this number, and you can still get, it's not integral that you put that number in, but it is integral that you put your town hall level in, okay? So these numbers really only matter, these bottom 2, if you're in war currently and you want to compare to that. But otherwise, this is the most important number on the chart, okay? And then this green section shows the breakdown of how much defenses, heroes, and offenses are respectively contributing to your overall base weight. Okay, so for walls, final example, so you're town hall 8 and you have 225 walls. Okay, so let's say you have this goes by what level your walls are. So you only need to do a new row for all the different levels of walls that you have. So if you only have, level 8 skull wall, you only have all skull walls, you only have to do 1 row, and you would just put in level 8 walls, 225, and then it automatically calculates the weights of that. So walls are actually weighted pretty low. It's only 200 times the average level of all your walls. So let's say you only have 25 skull walls, and then you have 200 of those purple walls. Then it's going to calculate there. So you get 7 times 200 divided by 225 times 200 gives you 1244, or 87% of the total of your walls. Or no, I'm sorry, of your total war weight, because I've got nothing else typed in. Remember that, so it'll keep changing over time. So really low, 200 points per wall level. So maximum level walls. So all max walls will give you only 2200, okay? You see that? So only 2,200. So low weight. So whenever you upgrade your town hall, you should be dropping your new walls right away, because it's more important to have that. And then while you're upgrading troops, you should put in your extra gold into your clan castle, which doesn't have a weight, but then your walls will help a lot as well. So now let's get into some examples. So here's an example of a max Town Hall 9 base, okay? So all max defenses. Remember, you don't have an Eagle Artillery, so just leave the blank. You also don't have a 7th or 8th Archer Tower, so just leave that kind of stuff blank, okay? So now if you look at how small the troops are. Yeah, actually, poisons have a minus weight overall. So that's sort of interesting, but it's the only one like that. But look at this, is the amount that offenses are contributing. Offenses only contribute a quarter of the total weight to your base versus defenses, which is virtually 3/4 of your weight. So this is what I was talking about when I said when you upgrade town halls, you should be focusing on your offenses, because if you're a max Town Hall 9 and you have a war weight of 65,822, which is the practical max of your Town Hall 9 base, and then you upgrade all your troops to max Town Hall 10. So you go from, let's do some math here as long as we're on Excel. You got 65,822. Okay, that's your weight right now. We put in every one of these to max. Let's see if I can do this quickly. Now, freeze is one of the 2 biggest things for spells, and it's the largest spell. Each level is worth 1,000. So if you're doing spells, even though freeze is super important, wait until your troops do your troops before you do freeze, because it is such a high weight. Okay, so right there, over 7% of your total weight. So just kind of hold off on freeze until you've done the rest of your important war troops. Something to keep in mind. Try and do this all from memory, so. Okay, now look at this. Which is over 9,000. Oh my God, it's over 9,000. Total weight, almost 10,000. So level 1 witch, 1,500. Level 2 witch, 4,200. And level 3 witch is 9,700. With the recent super nerf of witches, it is straight up not worth it to upgrade your witches at all. Okay, guys? If you go from Town Hall 8 to Town Hall 9, do not level up your witches until the very end, until you have all your defenses pretty much up. There is no reason that you should be messing around with going from 1,500 to 4,200. That's as much as dropping an Inferno Tower. Okay, guys? A level 1 Inferno Tower is 2,950. Going from 1,500 to, or witch level 1 to level 2 is 2,700, okay? So virtually the same as dropping an Inferno Tower, and you will not use witches now. They straight up got nerfed to oblivion. You should pretty much be using Go Weeva instead of Go Weewee. So besides that, you're going to want to max all your troops. So if we're going back to the Town Hall 9, Town Hall 10 example, hold off on the witches, okay? So just do not do your witches to level 3, because that's insanity. So if we assume you keep your witches level 2, Now we look, so you have all maxed spells, you have all maxed troops, okay, besides the witch. Now your base is worth 72,682, which means you only gained 6,860, okay? 6,000 that you just gained versus, let's see what happens. So look at this. So dropping another cannon and getting that to level 11 is over 1,000 on its own. Your mortars, almost 3,000 on their own, okay? So besides Teslas, which are weighted pretty low, and the air sweepers, pretty much everything on here is going to contribute significantly more than upgrading all your offenses. So even after you upgrade all your offenses to max Town Hall 10, going from max Town Hall 9, you still only, so defenses went from about 72.5% to 65.5%. So a 7% decrease, and your offenses went up by 7%. So now it's 2/3 defense, 1/3 offenses. Okay, so now you have max Town Hall 9 defenses, but you have max Town Hall 10 troops, and so now when you do war matchmaking, you are still going to be ranked only slightly higher within our clan, and you will create a mismatch in our favor because even though your war weight will be equal to that of a low Town Hall 10, you will be attacking as a max Town Hall 10. So let's even increase the heroes, and still went down by what, 0.6%. Heroes went up by 0.6. So such a small difference upgrading your offense compared to your defense. And this is the point I'm really trying to make to you guys, is upgrade your offenses first as your long-term strategy so that in war, even though your base will be equal to the person across from you in war, like the enemy clan, you will be attacking as a so much better than they are. And if we all do that, what will happen is we'll put ourselves in a situation where we are able to attack much higher than our base would suggest, or our base, if we were equal with our own base weight. And that's how we win wars, guys. That's what Mephistopheles and I have been preaching the whole clan, the whole time the clan has existed, is upgrade your offenses first. We have so much data to back this up, and now we have this usable, calculator for you guys to be able to plug your base in and see how this works. So, yeah, so there we go, guys. So that's sort of the skinny on how to use this, how you can use this to get, make decisions, and something else I want to point out too is that a level 6 small bomb is the same weight as a level 6 Tesla. Okay, so at 100 weight per level, you guys should not be upgrading your small bombs. Okay, this is such a huge weight. Wait to upgrade your traps. Do giant bombs because those are important for anti-hogs, and they have a relatively low weight for their actual defensive value. But small bombs barely do anything. You're lucky if they kill like maybe 4 wizards a whole war attack. But your Tesla, that's going to crush on defense. Tesla is one of the most important defenses, gets air and ground, and does double damage to Pikas. And look, 0.9, it's almost 1%, and that's almost 1% also. So don't upgrade your small bombs, guys, either. Wait until like basically the end of your town hall. Until you're going to upgrade to like the next town hall level, don't upgrade your bombs. It's not worth it. Just like the witch. Wait for the witches, okay, guys? So, now I want to talk to you about, okay, so what I want you to do with this, again, use this for your base. If you're thinking about, what should I upgrade? Which would be, which would be more beneficial? Come on here, plug your numbers in, look at the different totals and use real numbers instead of just, oh, well, this is better against Barch, or, as much as you can say stuff like that, it just is never going to be as helpful as the cold hard numbers in decision making. Okay, so just re-download this off the website. Don't be afraid to mess it up. I have the master saved in my own computer, so just re-download this, put in your whole thing. and see what you can make from this. Use this for your own purposes and to make decisions. I really hope you guys are able to use this to your advantage. And finally, the last thing I want to talk to you about is how your war weight affects your war win loot and how that's modified by the enemy clan level. Okay, so to reiterate, your war weight is how you are ranked within the clan when we do war matchmaking. Okay, your war win loot is 6 times your total war weight, and then it's multiplied by the percent increase in war loot based on the town hall level, okay, or the enemy clan level, excuse me. So let me put these back to max town hall 9 real quick. So as you can see, notice how all these numbers shift when you change one thing. So that's what this is supposed to do. Okay, so we are back to max town hall 9, okay? And remember, 72%, 2.5%, 25.25%, okay? So your total weight, 65,822, okay? So now you must be thinking, well, if you said this is an absolutely max town hall 9, why doesn't it equal 70,000, okay? So the reason that it's at 70,000 is because even though this is the practical, everything is maxed weight, because it's so easy for your clan to get that increased war loot, because at level 2, well, at level 3, it goes up to a 10% increase. All of a sudden, my available loot is maxing out, okay? So what do I mean by that? So let's go back to 0 and I'll explain from the beginning. So your total war weight times 6 is your war win loot for your base, okay? Remember, that's the amount that's given to somebody who successfully attacks your base in war, and then given that their clan wins the war, that's how much they get as war loot. However, once you get 6 times your base weight, you also bring in the coefficient of the clan perk that they get. So somebody who's in a level 1 clan is going to get 6 times your base weight. So for this example, they'd get 394,932 because they have a 1-to-1 ratio. There's no increased coefficient. A level 3 clan all of a sudden maxes out for the war weight, okay? Because Supercell limited the number that you can get at each town hall level. So the maximum war loot a Town Hall 9 can give is 420,000. The max a Town Hall 8 can give is 330,000. Town Hall 7 is 240. And then if we go back up to Town Hall 10, it's 540,000. And at Town Hall 11, it's a whopping 660,000, okay? So if you notice, at each one of those, it's 110,000 times 6, 90,000 times 6, 70,000 times 6. Okay, so you get the idea. So, also, the 70,000 is the maximum amount of available loot. So again, that's the total loot during the raid that's going to be in your storages for when somebody's attacking you. So the maximum loot somebody could get from attacking your base, if they're in a level 3 clan and you're at max Town Hall 9, they'd get 420,000 for defeating your base, contingent that their clan wins the war. And then they would also get this 70,000 bonus because that's in your storage during the attack. So they get a total of 490,000 if their clan wins the war. Okay, so that's how these numbers work. I hope that makes sense. If that doesn't make sense, please feel free to hit me up in the chat or comment on this video or whatever. But that's why there is this theoretical max weight because they don't want us going above this amount of loot during war. They want to cap at each town hall level how much loot you are able to get. But remember, it's the weight that's important because that is going to affect how we are actually matched up in war, and so that's the number you should be paying attention to. These are just sort of kind of nice to know. And of course, if you're not in war, there's no real way to exactly know what the loot available is or your war win loot until you're able to actually put a number in here and see how that caps out. Okay, so I hope this was informative, guys. Again, please ask me if you have any questions. Just a final summary of this. War weight is how you get ranked within the clan and then during matchmaking. And then the total of our war weights are then compared to another clans. And the closest one we can find, that's how we get matched up for war. Okay? Remember, fill in all the yellow spots, and then it's your wall level, and then the number of that level you have, and then as many different levels as you have. Don't forget your town hall level, and then heroes, obviously. And then so use this again to make decisions about what you should upgrade, because you should be paying attention to your war weight. I know that seems sort of intuitive, and everybody naturally does it, but now that you can put numbers into these decisions, I think it would really make a lot of these things more simplified when you can actually see the real effect of how things change when you upgrade certain defenses. So I hope this was useful. I hope you gained a lot of knowledge from this, and I hope you're able to use this to really find out sort of where you're at and what your long-term strategy should be. Again, play around with this for a little while, and then use that to make some decisions, upgrade those things, and then come back and then see where you're at after that. So I hope this was informative. I hope you learned something. Please comment any questions you have, and until next time, stay spooky, everyone.